Palestinian Authority in dire straits as Israel's hold on West Bank deepens. With Israeli settler violence surging in the occupied West Bank, al-Mughayyir, northeast of Ramallah, has found itself on the front line. It faces regular incursions by the Israeli army and has seen farmland seized by settlers who have built new outposts. Marzoq Abu Naim from the village council says the settlers aim to force out Palestinians. They're doing it silently, not openly, it's true. But this is annexation. We can't reach our lands. Sitting among green rolling hills, studded with olive groves, most homes in al-Mughayir are in an area where Israel's military controls security, but the internationally backed Palestinian Authority, PA, should provide basic services. Increasingly, though, it cannot. It is mired in a deep economic crisis. When I go to them, they can't give me the support I need, Abu Naim says. The authority has no money. After the deadly October 7th Hamas-led attacks on Israel, some 100,000 Palestinians lost permits to work in Israel. On top of that, Israel is withholding tax transfers that it collects for the PA because of an ongoing dispute about Palestinian school texts and stipends to the families of those jailed or killed by Israel, including attackers. The PA says it is now owed more than $4 billion, £3 billion, 3.4 billion euros. It has been paying most public sector workers, including doctors, police officers, and teachers, just 60% of their salaries. Its schools, where more than 600,000 children study, open just 3 days a week. It's truly hard, a mother of 8 in al-Mughayir tells me, explaining that the schools there also close when settlers or soldiers are nearby because of fears for the children. There is so much disruption that some children have reached 4th grade and still can't read. We put them in private lessons with a teacher in the village. She starts with the alphabet so that they can learn to read from scratch. The hills around Ramallah still roll in soft shades of green. Olive trees still twist their ancient trunks toward the sun. Wind still moves through al-Mughayir as it has for generations. But beneath the pastoral calm, something is thinning: authority, stability, certainty. In the occupied West Bank, the Palestinian Authority stands in quiet crisis, its power eroding as steadily as the soil beneath contested fields. Al-Mughayir sits northeast of Ramallah, a village pressed between beauty and pressure. Israeli army incursions arrive without warning. New settler outposts appear on nearby hills like sudden punctuation marks on a landscape that once felt continuous. Farmland, the inheritance of families who measure time and harvests, is fenced off or rendered unreachable. Marzoq Abu Naim from the village council does not speak in slogans. He speaks in practical grief. They're doing it silently, he says of the settlers. But this is annexation. We can't reach our lands. Silence can be louder than proclamation. A road closed here. A gate erected there. An olive grove suddenly beyond a checkpoint. No single act declares a new order, yet each action shifts the ground beneath daily life. Technically, most homes in al-Mughayir lie in an area where Israel controls security, while the Palestinian Authority is meant to provide civil services, schools, clinics, salaries for public workers. On paper, governance exists. In practice, it flickers. When I go to them, they can't give me the support I need, Abu Naim says. The authority has no money. The crisis is not abstract. It has arithmetic. After the October 7th Hamas-led attacks on Israel, approximately 100,000 Palestinians lost permits to work inside Israel, jobs that sustained families and, indirectly, the West Bank's fragile economy. At the same time, Israel has withheld tax revenues it collects on the Palestinian Authority's behalf, amid disputes over school textbooks and stipends paid to families of prisoners and those killed in conflict. The PA says more than $4 billion is now owed to it. Budgets do not collapse dramatically. They constrict. Public sector workers, doctors, teachers, police officers receive just 60% of their salaries. Hospitals stretch supplies. Police patrol with uncertainty about their next paycheck. And schools, where more than 600,000 children should be building futures, open only 3 days a week. In al-Mughayir, disruption is not limited to reduced schedules. Sometimes schools close altogether when settlers or soldiers are nearby. Safety dictates the calendar. A mother of 8 describes the consequences without rhetoric. Some children have reached 4th grade and still can't read, she says. Private lessons, paid quietly in a neighbor's home, begin with the alphabet, a return to beginnings that should have been mastered years earlier. The cost of political paralysis is literacy. The price of withheld revenues is childhood. The Palestinian Authority was established in the 1990s as an interim body meant to govern parts of the West Bank and Gaza while final status negotiations unfolded. It was never designed to be permanent. Yet decades later, it remains constrained by agreements, dependent on external funding, and increasingly viewed by many Palestinians as both ineffective and trapped. Its predicament is structural. It lacks full sovereignty. It does not control borders, airspace, or the collection of all its own revenues. Its security coordination with Israel, once framed as stabilizing, now draws criticism from Palestinians who see little political horizon in return. As Israeli settlement expansion deepens and settler violence surges in parts of the West Bank, the authorities' inability to protect communities like al-Mughayir exposes its limits. Villagers see Israeli soldiers arrive. They see settlers establish outposts. They do not see their own governing body able to prevent it. Power, when it cannot protect or provide, begins to feel symbolic. Yet collapse is not simple. The PA employs tens of thousands. It runs ministries, municipalities, courts. Its disintegration would not produce clarity, it would produce vacuum. And vacuums in this region rarely remain empty for long. Meanwhile, daily life continues in fragments. Olive harvests are planned around security assessments. Weddings are scheduled with contingency routes. Parents calculate which days school might open. Civil servants check bank accounts to see what portion of their salaries has arrived. The hills remain green, but access to them narrows. International donors watch cautiously. Israel balances security concerns with political calculations. Palestinian leaders in Ramallah speak of financial strangulation. In villages like al-Mughayir, the debate feels distant. What matters is whether children can reach classrooms safely, whether farmers can reach their groves, whether salaries will cover food and electricity. Annexation is often imagined as a formal declaration, but residents here describe something subtler, a gradual tightening, a rearrangement of space that makes Palestinian presence more difficult without dramatic headlines. They're doing it silently, Abu Naim says again. Silence, too, has consequences. The Palestinian Authority's crisis is economic, yes, but also existential. Its legitimacy has long rested on the promise of statehood through diplomacy. As that promise appears further away, and as settlements expand, its narrative weakens. Without tangible progress or reliable services, governance becomes administration without vision.